Jersey number retirements, having your number in the rafters, something that many dream of, but few actually accomplish. Even some of the greatest players of all time don't have their jerseys in the rafters, and their jersey numbers retired. You know, for example, I think Michael Jordan's number 23 should be retired throughout the NBA, but that hasn't happened yet. Probably won't happen. There are some people, as we'll get to, who deserve and have gotten their numbers retired, but there have been a few people as of late who they deserve it. But you look at them and you're like, did this guy really do that much for this university? So here are 8 guys that I think will get their jerseys retired. If you have any other thoughts, let me know down below. But first of all, we're going to go through some criteria I was just thinking of. What qualifies for jersey number retirement? Nobody set an objective standard for this. Do you have to play 4 years? Can you just play 2? Can you play 1? Can you be a one and done? Can you play 3? How about transfers? Do you have to start? It's all very confusing, and there's no set precedent. But 4-year guys definitely have an advantage. NCAA championship. Do you got to win a championship? You got to go to a Final Four? Do you have to just lead your team to the tournament? Who knows? Same with accolades. All-American, Wooden Player of the Year. Can a walk-on get his jersey number retired? Can a sixth man? Who knows? Culture change. Did this guy lead a new era for this program? Record breaking. For example, we'll look at a couple of guys in a second who broke program records for points or blocks or games played. Basketball success in general. Like, did this person win a lot? And program success. Like, for some of these programs, like, for example, don't want to shout anybody out, but like a Mercyhurst, for example, shout out Mercyhurst. If they get a guy who probably wouldn't get his jersey retired at other places, they might be a little bit more lenient. For example, a program like UCLA, which has a ton of numbers retired. Then you got program history. Kind of the same thing. Like, are they a program that has very high standards for getting your number retired? Or is it a program like TCU, which you kind of just got to play 4 years and be an NBA player? And also, like, if LeBron James went to Ohio State for 6 months, like, because he's the greatest basketball player of all time, does he get his number retired? These are all unknown questions. But we do know that there are not 3, but there are many college basketball players who retiring their number is an absolute slam dunk, right? Caitlin Clark, Aja Wilson, and Zach Edey are all people who got their numbers retired within this calendar year. I think everybody can pretty much agree. Caitlin Clark, Zach Edey were both, I think, 2-time Wooden Award winners. Aja Wilson was amazing at South Carolina. These are guys and girls that deserve to get their number retired regardless of the program. They did enough. They're incredible. They meet all the criteria, really. But then there's some guys who, these are 4-year guys, but do we really know that much, or are we going to remember these guys that much? Like Trayvon Blewett, Xavier, Desmond Bain, TCU, Wade Taylor just got his number retired by Texas A&M. Were these really transcendent basketball players? No. But did they do a lot for the culture? Were they beloved in their programs? Yes. But I would say Xavier, shout out Xavier, but Xavier, TCU, and Texas A&M aren't necessarily blue blood basketball schools. So these guys getting their jersey numbers makes sense, but I understand how people could question it a little bit. So without further ado, here are guys that I predict will get their jersey number retired. If you think I missed any, let me know. Zakai Ziegler will get his number 5 jersey retired. Look, Zakai was kind of a 3.5, 4-year starter from New York, coming down to Tennessee to Knoxville. Look, he's just embodied this program, really. He's a great defender, 2-time SEC player defender of the year, one-time SEC first team, 5'9" point guard. Like, this man is just the people's favorite. Great relationship with Rick Barnes. Great relationship with Volunteer Nation. He will get his jersey retired, and I think it's well-deserved. Number 5 will be in the Raptors in the next couple of years. Similarly, I've tried not to put too many juniors on this list, but Braden Smith is going to break a lot of records at Purdue. He's already been to a Final Four. He's going to be a 4-year guy. I think so. I don't think he's going to go to the NBA draft. I think he's going to stay and break all his records. He's the Big Ten Player of the Year. I don't see anybody taking it from him next season, so he's going to be a 2-time Player of the Year. Probably going to be a first-team All-American this year. Probably going to be a first-team All-American next year. Yeah, this guy's insane. He's going to be in the rafters for Purdue, his number 3. Same thing, just a culture guy from the state of Indiana. You get the deal. Juwan Roberts, the culture warrior, as every ESPN broadcast pronounces him. His number 13 will certainly be in the rafters at Houston. His emotional senior day with Kelvin Sampson and his overall impact around the program, being a 6-year guy, being everything what Houston embodies as a culture. This is an automatic jersey retirement requirement in my eyes. Juwan Roberts will get his jersey number retired at the University of Houston. Excuse me. So those are 3 obvious ones. Now we kind of get into the ones where it's a little bit less obvious. I'm 100% confident in those top 3. These ones I do think will get retired, but you can make an argument for not retiring them. Chase Hunter. What Chase got going for him, he's a 6-year guy. He's probably close to the all-time leading scorer in Clemson history. He's been there from when Clemson was bad to Clemson being close to a top 10 team now. Led Clemson to the Elite 8 last year. I think that his jersey number 1 will be retired in the Clemson rafters, especially because Clemson doesn't have a lot of jerseys retired and hasn't done it in a little while. I think they're going to do it for Chase Hunter, and I think they should. But Chase Hunter, not the most household name when it comes to basketball, I know, but I think he's a Clemson legend. RJ Davis. This one is on the fence for me because UNC is a basketball school, right? A blue blood that kind of retires the best of the best jersey numbers. But I think that RJ Davis, first team All-American last year, not going to be this year, but he's going to be on an All-ACC team. I think he's one of, if not the most prolific scorer in ACC history, being a 4-year starter, being a 5-year guy at that program. Led his team to a Sweet 16 and a championship appearance. I think he should and will definitely get his name in the rafters, his jersey number 4 in the Dean Dome. Next up, very controversial one. I was going back and forth, but I think Johni Broome has done enough to get his number 4 retired at Auburn, especially if he wins the Wooden Award and or leads Auburn to an Elite 8 or a Final Four. I just think Johni Broome is kind of embodies this Auburn program. He's such a great relationship with Bruce Pearl, who will also be in the Auburn Hall of Fame. I think he has a great relationship with Auburn coming back. He's done so much for them. His accolades speak for themselves. And although he's a transfer, I do think that his season this year and his relationship with the University of Auburn will get him his number 4 retired. Second to last, we got who I think is the all-time scorer in Boise State college basketball history. This is not a household name, but Tyson Degenhart will get his jersey number retired. This is one that I feel more confident on. Obviously, I'm not sure because, Boise State, I'm not even sure if they retire many numbers. And obviously, Tyson Degenhart hasn't done much in the tournament sense. Don't Don't think he's ever gotten past the first round, but maybe that'll change this year. But Tyson Dagenhart stuck with the Broncos. I think he's a 4-year starter under Leon Rice. I think his number 2 will be in the Boise Rafters. And last but not least, this one I think will get retired. Definitely get retired. I probably should have put him in the most confident one, but I'm also not sure about like tournament success because he was never like the best player on his team, but he will. It's Ryan Kalkbrenner, number 11 for Creighton, 5-year guy, 4-year starter, 4-year Big East Defensive Player of the Year. That's crazy. I think he's the second person to do it, with Patrick Ewing being the first. Look, the 7-footer has just gotten better every single year. He's a menace defensively. He's played his heart out for Creighton, battled injuries and the like. He came back in the portal era where I bet there were teams just throwing money at him. But Creighton, Ryan Kalkbrenner, his relationship with Greg McDermott, his number 11 will be there in Omaha. So what do y'all think? Do you think that these guys will get their jersey numbers retired? Who do you think will be next? Leave it below.